Good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back with some more Horus Heresy Legions card reveals, and today I'm going to be showing you the cards for the Night Lords, who are the first of the wave of the new expansion. And before we get into the actual cards, let me explain a new mechanic that is going to be exclusive to the Night Lords. This mechanic is called Murder, which is described as trigger an effect when this card deals excess damage during your turn. So essentially, if your unit or your tactic kills an enemy unit and also deals excess damage, something is going to happen. What that means is, for example, if the target had 2 health remaining and you deal like 3 damage or above, you're going to trigger Murder. So think of it as a Battle Honor, but with an extra condition. However, unlike Battle Honor, Murder will trigger even if the troop with Murder dies while attacking. We know that for Battle Honor to trigger, the troop must also survive, but in Murder's case, you can sacrifice your troop and it's still going to work. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at card number 1, which is going to be a low energy drop called Sergeant Core. Now, Sergeant Core is a 2 energy 3/2 with Terror. I'm glad that the Night Lords have maintained their Terror ability, and they have Murder, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Now, that's a pretty good murder right there, but the problem here is that the card by itself, and I repeat, by itself, is pretty trashy because it has 2 health. So with 2 health, this card is not going to be surviving. Unless, of course, we're going to get a lot of different cards for Night Lords that give stealth or flank for cheap, or maybe we get a Warlord power that can stealth this or give this flank. In that case, it could be a pretty good card because it could be like the 3/2 flank that the Night Lords have right now, with an added benefit of dealing 2 damage to a random enemy. So this can also be like pretty good with Fierce Onslaught, a card that probably a lot of Night Lords are going to be using from now on once the expansion drops, because Murder and Fierce Onslaught are going to be a beautiful combo. Anyway, speaking of stealth, we do have one card already that is gonna be doing exactly that, which is Prey Sight. So this is 1 energy, give stealth to a friendly troop, and if it has Murder, also give it +2. So for 3 energy, you can turn Sergeant Core into a 2 energy, sorry, not 2 energy, but 3 energy, 5/2 stealth, right? Which, of course, in that case is going to be a lot more scarier. Now, I'm sure that Prey Sight is not exclusively for Sergeant Core, and it's going to be probably a very common card that all the Night Lords decks will probably include. But in general, I think that this is like a pretty good card. I already like this one, and I think it also makes Sergeant Core somewhat viable. Now, the next card that we have is going to look very familiar to you guys. So it's Attack on Tsagwalsa, and this is a tactic which has deal 3 damage and Murder, deal 2 damage to all enemies. So this is basically a cheaper Camiel that deals like less direct impact damage, doesn't have the ordnance, and has Murder, deal 2 damage to all enemies. Now, this might seem to you like a shittier version of Camiel because it needs the requirement is Murder and not just to destroy an enemy troop, but then again, it's cheaper, it's 4 energy, and probably all Night Lord decks once again are gonna include at least 1 copy of this, because this is an AoE removal. So if you play against like something like Defenders of Caliban, this will be a must. So yeah, I guess Attack on Tsagwalsa is going to be a very popular card as well. And finally, I have an epic for you guys, which is Enforcer Otto, Legion Praetor. So basically, this is a 7 energy 7/6 with a rally to deal 3 damage to an enemy and Murder, give +2/0 to your units this turn. So this is actually going to be an example that rally can also trigger Murder. So if you drop Enforcer Otto and his rally takes the enemy unit out, your Murder will also trigger because of that. Now, your Murder will also trigger if he normally just destroys an enemy troop, but the main shtick with this is basically that you can drop it, and with the rally you can already trigger the +2. So this is like a finisher as well. If you have board control and drop this to just take something out, this can give great value if you have like 2 troops at least on the board, because this buffs unit, that's not only troops. So your your Warlord will also be getting this said buff. I'm upset that it doesn't have Terror, but maybe it would have been bloated that way, I don't know. Anyways, that will be all for the card reveals from me, and I'm excited to see what the other content creators also got, and yeah, let's see how this expansion is gonna play out. Ecclesiarch out.